Stop violence. Stop crime. Stop violence. Stop violence. Stop violence. Stop crime. Stop crime.
Good afternoon. My name is Donghui. First, thank you all for coming. We're gonna start a press release for an Asian woman was attacked severely on this side. 47-year-old white man for the trivial dispute. It's a violence because the bigger man attacked defenseless small Asian woman. To our knowledge, it's a definite crime. It's totally not acceptable. Enough is enough. On the same day, 2 Asian women were attacked separately in this city. Since last year's outburst of COVID-19, we have seen an increased hatred crime, especially on Asian Americans. Based on the newspaper, this 47-year-old man had at least 2 arrests, one in 2014, the one in 2017. We are here, we ask for the justice. Again, enough is enough. This is not allowed in this community. The Asian lady has the rights not to be attacked. Again, I thank you all for coming. First, I'm gonna read City Council member Peter Ku's statement, which published 2 days ago on the newspaper. We have seen attacks against Asia on the rise in NYC and across the country. These latest trends are indeed disturbing. We must speak out and come together to stop senseless hate. Mr. Ku posted on social media on February 18th. Also, the Congress member Graceman also posted on social media. Ms. Man contacted the lady's family and she was asked the public to pray for the mother's quick healing and for the person, the white man's real accountability. Today, during this conference, we have several candidates for New York City Council, and we have community leaders and activists. So the next speaker will be Chen, the candidate for City Council in District 20.
Thank you so much, everyone. We are here in the solidarity with the Asian communities, right, and other communities out there present here today to rally against the discrimination and racist attack that happened here a couple of days ago. This is not acceptable. 10 years ago, I was in the high school here in these communities. One woman got attacked, got beaten 40 times with a baton by a guy, and she died. And this trend of the racist attack still happening in our community. It starts with a notorious blame by the President Trump on the Asian community about the virus. If you remember, a couple months ago, the first case of a COVID-19 case, we have a New York Times put out pictures of the first COVID confirmed case with a picture of downtown Flushing right over there. The Dorian and Reeds. And this mainstream blame and this complaint in criminalizing Asian communities is what result in numerous attacks on the Asian community across the whole entire country. And we are here to advocate for a stop. We are here to advocate for a stop of the crime on the Asian, and we will fight back. We will not tolerate any of those actions against our communities. And for what I know, the victim's daughter was my high school classmate. You know, I think she's maybe on her way, but this is a phenomenon that's happening in the communities. We have the neighbors. We have the neighbors, we have the residents, we have the drivers, we have pedestrians getting attacked every single day. So what is the city going to do about this? And that's why we come here, and that's why we have to emphasize on this. We do not tolerate any action, any racist attack on our community. And the perpetrator have to be penalized by the full extent of the law. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwin Chen. Thank you. The next speaker will be the City Council candidate, the Honorable Edwin Young. Edwin Young, please.
All right. As you look at his uniform, the first Asian auxiliary policewoman of Queens, proudly helping our communities to prevent crimes. And what put all of us together today is because of this brutal attack against Asian, against women, against senior citizens. You see me fitting the description. So it's even worse for me to get involved with these fighting crimes in our great city of New York. I have this statement I can send to you after the press conference. And as a former assemblywoman and a candidate, well, the attack on members of the Asian community must stop now. And the violence and the targeting of certain groups has no place anywhere, especially in New York, where we pride ourselves on our beautiful diversity. I thank law enforcement for their attention to these hateful attacks, and I want to be very clear. Hate has no place in our great city. I'm calling on City Hall to supplement the NYPD's Asian Hate Crimes Task Force by creating a civilian task force that will combine public education and community prevention. We must stand up for all New Yorkers. So I call these criminals a coward. A coward. If you want to hit someone, you pick the same size, same sex, same age range on the boxing field, not on the street. Coward! 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 Coward!
Yes.
Stop it! Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adam. The next will be the candidate for City Council District 20, Mr. Zhang Choi.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here with my brothers and sisters, community leaders. You are united against hate. Flushing will not tolerate bigotry or violence against anyone in our community. We must make sure that young people are educated and trained to intervene, to identify people when they are committing violence and acts of hate and intervening. We cannot allow people to be bystanders. New York City is not a bystander culture. We must help each other, lift each other up, and protect each other. That's the only way that we're going to survive this pandemic. It's the only way we're going to survive as a city. And I call on everyone to renew our vows to the values that make our city the city that everyone in the world respects, a global city, a metropolis on the hill. We stand for love and peace and solidarity regardless of race, religion, or gender. Violence has no place, and I'm here strongly with all of my community leaders and candidates to condemn this particular crime, but make sure future crimes are not taking place in our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. The next speaker will be the candidate for New York City Council, District 25, Mr. Yi Chen, Andy Chen. Andy Chen, please. Andy Chen.
Thank you. I'm standing here with the community leaders and all the candidates running this year. Just letting everybody know, and all the hate crime shouldn't have any place in our community, in our city. Now, according to our city study last year, 3,600 cases in record filed against Asian hate crime and racism crimes. This is totally unacceptable, and it shouldn't be that way. I think we should also calling out all the community leaders and all the community members who see this kind of crime happening, help us to stop them. That's more importantly. We shouldn't just be walk by and passing by. All we need to do, giving a helping hand, helping these people. We also can prevent this also. And whoever did this to our community members, they should be prosecuted to maximum law. I think we should stop in that. We should creating a hate-free zone in our community, in our city. This is not the city that we still living in. But because of what happening last year since pandemic, case by case, it happening every day, hundreds of cases. We should come together and stop this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yi Chen, Andy Chen. The next speaker will be the candidate for New York City Council, District 29, Mr. Donghui Zang. Donghui, please.
Thank you, Dao, for setting up this event. This is important. We are here together with all the colleagues and with all the activists and with all the media. So we condemn the violence that happened on February 17th from a big guy with 200 pounds. He just because of a small argument, and he brutally attacked a 52-year-old Asian woman, and which resulted many stitches on her head. So we are here condemn the violence because Flushing is Chinatown, and also New York City is the most diverse place of the world. We are the most diverse city of the world, and here we live together, we respect to each other, and we learn from each other. So we are here to condemn the violence. We are also here with demanding the maximum penalty against the criminal. So any kind of violence shouldn't be tolerated. Hate crime shouldn't be tolerated. So we're here, we want the maximum penalty against the criminals to avoid the same thing happen again and again. But and also here I want to send a greeting to the victim. I hope she and her family can recover from this incident soon. So, but I also want to say something more. Okay, why this happened again and again? For the past year, since 2020, we see the murder rate up 40%. We see the car theft up by 67%. We see the burglary up by 40%. And we see the shooting up by 80%. So what was happening? What caused all this? So I cannot believe that when the city is in crisis, when so many seniors cannot get the scheduling for the vaccine, when the people are dying, when the people are losing their jobs, our city council, our current city council, they were still working on to depriving the power of the police commissioner. So that cannot be tolerated. So here I repeated what Council Member Donghui just said a couple days ago. He said, I cannot understand how could a smaller police force make our community safer. Now that's what's happening. We see the crime up. We see the hate crime up. So here I promise you, when I get elected to city council, the first thing I want to do is to repeal the Defunding Police Act, to restore the law and order, to restore safety and justice to our great city. Thank you.
Thank you, Donghui. The next speaker will be candidate for New York City Council District 19, Mr. Nabraj KC.
Thank you, folks. It's my great honor to be here. I feel it's really unity right here. The unity among us, so we can win. The hate crime cannot win, believe me. So unity and the people's power is everything for all of us. Let's show our unity against the hate crime or any kinds of crime that cannot exist anymore. Because Queens is the home of immigrants. We are the immigrants. We are for the immigrants. We support immigrants, their rights, their privilege. That's the reason we're here standing for. So we are candidates, and we all should have a unity and the visions to go against the violence, to go against the hate crime, to against anything that does not support the humanity. So we have to be together, and let's show our strength, let's show our unity, and then move ahead. Then believe me, we can win the game easily. So that's why unity is the power. That's the reason I'm here to support to my fellow friends, fellow candidates, and fellow community leaders, to support you, to support our issues, for the rest of the life. So no hate crime. Let's show our unity, folks. Unity, unity, unity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nabraj. Thank you, Nabraj. The next speaker will be the founder and the president of Asian American Alliance, Mr. Adam King.
Hello, everybody. This is not only for Asian American only. This anti-bias is unbelievable because we have a COVID-19 crisis and we don't need another one like this. And I think it's more police patrol in this area. I think also they must make, we have candidates over here, they representing Asian community. We need something about changing this law. This kind of crime should be put in a high sentence, so they could put in a jail for a long time. They don't have to come in here. Innocent people get punishment. I saw it difficult this time, and as I'm speaking to here, one of our Pakistani friend, he is a COVID-19. He is a civil rights leader. And because of this, we have already family problems. We don't need another problem like this. I don't know what politicians are doing. And the police should be more patrol in this area. Also, they have an auxiliary police officer. They should patrol over here. We need more foot patrol policemen. We don't want a policeman sit in a car. Or it used to be. And Mayor Dinkins was a mayor. There was Asian affairs. So we could have communication clearly with the city government. And this is nothing in this administration. We have some community leaders get elected. They were going to do something with the mayor of New York. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. The next speaker will be our community leader, Asian American Alliance board member, Mr. Jerry Long.
Thank you, everyone. And there's one thing I want everybody to think about that. If the victim is one of your relatives or maybe your parents, what do you think? And also one more thing is like the community, we don't need that kind of violence. Because we should be more civilized. And especially in this community, we have so diversity over here and we have to be more civilized. If this thing happens, and we cannot allow like this. And the other thing is that I don't understand why they just leave this guy, let it go so easy. Because as you know, this is not the first time for him to do the violent things. And secondly, in the community, we have to stop it. We have to take good. We have to be careful, and also we have to be at least civilized to everyone here in the community. And I think this is what I have to tell. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. We received the information. This man called I think is Patrick Matthew. Patrick Matthew was arrested 1-2 days ago, but he has been released now. We are not satisfied with this result. We will have our next action if we think there is anything wrong for his release. Because based on the video, all this is the very violence. Just because you are more than 200 pounds, you are a bigger man, you attack a small Asian woman. It's lawlessness. We need law and order. It's not tolerable. That's why we never ever agreed with defunding police that was ill-conceived reform. Because first we need to build a relationship between the community and the police. In this community, we need more. We need more police officers. We need to walk on the street, talk to people, not just sit inside the patrol cars. We need to make sure the residents in Flash Meadows, all the Queens in the city, they feel safe. And we always say, no public safety, no quality of life. Thank you.